If your calling feels heavier than everyone else's, it's not because you're weak, it's because God trusted you with more than most people could carry. There are some people who don't just feel tired, they feel carried, like their life is being dragged by an invisible weight that nobody else can see, while others seem to move lightly, switching jobs, switching plans, switching paths, like changing clothes. You feel something pulling on your soul every time you try to do the same. You've tried to explain it, but people look at you like, you're being dramatic. Relax, don't overthink it, just live your life. But something in you knows, you can't just live any life. You feel accountable to something bigger, answerable to a voice that doesn't let you settle. And some days, if you're honest, you don't feel chosen, you feel burdened. This is the message for the ones who look at their own calling and whisper, "Why does mine feel heavier than everyone else's?" This is for the one who has looked around and thought, "Why does it seem so easy for them?" You watch other people step into things casually. They can say yes today and no tomorrow. They can play with paths, experiment with identities, chase whatever feels good in the moment. But when you try to do the same, something inside you tightens. You feel convicted about things other people shrug off. You feel restless in rooms where everyone else seems comfortable. You feel weight in decisions that others treat like background noise. You've tried to shrug it off as overthinking, sensitivity, anxiety, but the feeling doesn't go away. In fact, the more you ignore it, the louder it becomes. You might not be able to fully explain your calling, but you know it's there. It looks like a quiet, persistent pull, a holy pressure, a sense that your life does not belong to you in the same way it does for some people. When you compromise, you don't just feel guilty, you feel misaligned, like a bone out of joint. When you delay obedience, you don't just feel lazy, you feel like you're wasting oxygen we're given on purpose. And when you try to downgrade your dream to match other people's expectations, it's like trying to breathe underwater. Your soul refuses. This message matters, because if you don't understand why your calling feels heavier, you will spend your life resenting what you were built to carry. You will call your mantle a curse. You will mislabel your sensitivity as weakness, your burden as dysfunction, your depth as too much. You will look at the weight on your life and say, "God, why did you make me this way?" Instead of realizing that what feels heavy is also what makes you effective. Some people are called to live lightly because their assignment is small, short-term, contained. They are no less loved. But you, if your calling feels heavier, it's because what flows through you is meant to reach far beyond you. The weight is not proof that God is against you. It's evidence that He is trusting you. And yet that doesn't make the wrestle easier, does it? There are nights you lie awake and wish you could turn your calling off. Just be normal for 1 year. Just choose the easier road one time without feeling that ache in your chest. So let's talk about it not from a safe distance, but from inside the tension. Why does it feel like you carry more? Why can't you just chill? Why do rooms that satisfy others leave you hungry? And what do you do with that weight? When your body is tired, your mind is weary, and your heart feels misunderstood. This isn't about glorifying struggle. It's about understanding it, so you stop fighting the very design that makes you who you are. Picture a young person standing at a crossroads, watching 3 different roads stretch out in front of them. On the first road, people are laughing, music is loud, lights are bright. It looks fun, impulsive, free. On the second road, people are focused on status titles pinned to their chests, cameras flashing, applause echoing. On the third road, it's quieter, fewer people, no spotlight. But there is a strange, fierce peace in the air, like something holy has walked there before. Our character feels the pull of all 3. They are human. They want joy. They want to be seen. They want comfort like anyone else. They drift a few steps toward the first road, and for a moment, it feels good noise. Distraction, the temporary relief of not caring. But as they walk deeper in, a quiet anxiety rises. It's not condemnation, it's misalignment. It feels like wearing someone else's clothes, fun for a second, suffocating after a while. They laugh with everyone else, but something in their chest goes silent. So they pull back and try the second road. Ambition, performance, achievement. Here, the rules are clear. Outwork everyone. Outshine everyone. Outprove everyone. They throw themselves into it. They climb. They succeed. They collect compliments and achievements like trophies on a shelf. For a while, it's intoxicating. The calls, the compliments, the opportunities, each one is a hit of validation. But late at night, when the notifications fade and the room is finally quiet, they can hear something else. A whisper asking, "Is this what you were made for, or just what you're good at?" The third road still waits, quiet and steady. It doesn't shout. It doesn't seduce. It doesn't promise instant results. It simply stands there, like a door that has been open for a long time, waiting for someone who doesn't just want success, but assignment. And that's when the real conflict begins. Because choosing that road means saying no to 1,000 easier lives. It means letting certain dreams die, not because they're sinful, but because they're too small for what's inside you. The first time our character really steps onto that third path, they feel the weight immediately. It's not glamorous. It's responsibility. It's the weight of words they haven't spoken yet, people they haven't met yet, work they haven't built yet. It is the awareness that their choices are not casual anymore. They are connected to lives beyond their own. When they are tempted to compromise, there's a flash of faces in their mind, faces they don't even recognize, but somehow know they are called to serve. Friends don't always understand. "Why are you making everything so serious?" they ask. "Why can't you just relax? Why do you care so much?" They don't mean harm. They simply don't feel what you feel. For them, dating is a game. For you, it's destiny. For them, jobs are just paychecks. For you, they're preparation. For them, time is something to kill. For you, it's something to steward. You begin to feel alone in rooms full of people, not because you're better than them, but because you're wired differently. Inside, you wrestle. Some days you want to throw your calling back at God. If this is so important, why didn't you make it easier? Why do I feel everything so deeply? Why do I see things other people ignore? Why do decisions that barely prick others cut through me? You look at your life like a scale unbalanced one side, piled high with expectations, convictions, assignments, and the other side carrying the same fragile human heart as everyone else. There are seasons where the weight feels unbearable, where obedience costs friendships, where saying yes to the narrow road means letting go of someone you thought would walk it with you, where pursuing what you're called to do makes you look foolish in the eyes of people you wanted approval from. You pay in tears, in hidden work, in hours of unseen preparation. No one claps for discipline at 5 a.m. No one applauds your decision to walk away from the almost right thing that everyone else would have grabbed. And yet, even in the ache, you notice something. Each time you choose calling over comfort, something in you becomes more alive. Your body gets tired, but your spirit stands taller. Your schedule gets full, but your soul feels less empty. You realize that the heaviness isn't proof that you're broken. It's proof that what you're carrying is real. So why does your calling feel heavier than others? Because the size of the weight often matches the reach of the impact. Heavy callings don't feel heavy because God enjoys watching you struggle. They feel heavy because What He has entrusted to you is not meant to stop with you. The pressure you feel in private is connected to people you may never meet in person. It's connected to rooms you haven't stepped into yet, nations you haven't seen yet, hearts that are hanging by a thread, waiting for the obedience you are wrestling with right now. A heavy calling demands deeper roots. Others might survive on shallow spirituality, surface-level habits, and half-hearted convictions. You cannot. When they skip the inner work, their assignment doesn't collapse because it was never carrying much weight to begin with. When you try to skip the inner work, everything starts to crack because your life was never meant to be a pretty shell. It was meant to be a strong vessel. The heaviness is not punishment, it's a requirement for stability. Your sensitivity is not an accident. The way you pick up on atmosphere, the way you can tell when something is off, the way your heart aches over things other people joke about, that's not you being too much. That's evidence of a calling that involves discernment. You are not just called to exist in rooms, you are called to shift them. Of course you feel what others don't. Of course you see what others ignore. Of course you're stirred by injustices, compromises, distractions that barely register on someone else's radar. You were built that way. But here's where it gets dangerous. If you don't know this, you will start to resent your own design. You will try to numb your sensitivity. You will try to downsize your capacity. You will try to play small, laugh louder, move faster, anything to feel less. You'll say things like, "I wish I didn't care so much," not realizing that the part of you that cares is the very part God breathes through. If you shut that down, you won't just feel lighter, you'll feel emptier. A heavy calling also means heavier warfare. You are not just carrying your own future. You are carrying freedom for other people. So, of course, the resistance is more intense. Of course, distractions show up right before major steps of obedience. Of course, you feel the pull to compromise strongest in seasons where you're closest to breaking through. The enemy doesn't have to fight those who have nothing dangerous inside them. But if he can't steal your calling, he will try to make you hate it. He will whisper, "If God really loved you, he wouldn't let you feel this pressure." What he'll never tell you is that the pressure is a sign you are building something that will outlast you. And then there's responsibility. A heavy calling means your yes carries more weight. When you speak, people listen differently. When you move, others follow. When you fall, people are affected. That's not to scare you. It's to explain why God is strict with you in ways he isn't with others. Have you noticed that? Other people can flirt with compromise and seem fine. You take one step in that direction and immediately feel convicted. It's not because God loves them more and you less. It's because your margin for error is smaller. You're carrying something fragile, something holy, and heaven refuses to let you destroy it casually. Understanding this doesn't make the calling lighter, but it changes how you interpret the weight. Instead of seeing it as proof that you're weak, you begin to see it as confirmation that you're trusted. Instead of asking, "Why can't I live like them?" you start asking, "What have I been asked to carry that they haven't?" Instead of praying, "God, take this off me," you begin to pray, "God, strengthen me so I can carry this with you, not alone." The turning point often comes in an ordinary moment, not in a spotlight. Imagine our character, after years of wrestling, sitting alone in a small room, no crowd, no camera, just them and the weight they've been dragging. They are tired, bone tired, the kind of exhaustion that doesn't go away. With one night of sleep, they sit on the floor, back against the wall, breathing slowly, staring at their open hands. For the first time, instead of asking, "Why me?" they ask a different question. Who would be missing if I put this down? Faces come to mind. Not vague masses, but specific. People One friend they encouraged who was ready to give up. One younger person who watches their every move. One quiet soul online who messaged, "I needed that exact word today." The weight doesn't disappear, but it shifts. It is no longer just about their comfort. It is about stewardship. In that room, they whisper something they've never fully meant before. "If this is the cost of carrying what helps them, I'll carry it. Just don't let me carry it without you." And that sentence changes everything. Because the heaviest part of a calling is not the assignment itself. It's the illusion that you have to lift it alone. When they finally hand God not just their dream, but their need to feel normal, a strange peace settles. It doesn't erase the difference between them and others. It just makes it bearable. They start to notice that even though their calling is heavy, their steps can be light. Not because the weight has shrunk, but because they are no longer fighting it. They stop apologizing for being intense. They stop explaining away their convictions. They stop trying to water themselves down to fit smaller rooms. Instead, they start to live with a quiet clarity. I am not like everyone else, and that's not arrogance, that's assignment. The realization is simple but seismic. My calling feels heavier because I was never meant to compare it. I was meant to carry it. They stop looking sideways and start looking up. They stop measuring their life by how carefree others seem and start measuring it by how faithful they are being with what they've been given. From that point on, the same feeling, sensitivity, conviction, spiritual weight no longer feel like chains. They feel like cues, signals that guide, not shackles that bind. If your calling feels heavier than others, hear this. You are not broken. You are not failing at life. You are not cursed. You are trusted. Trusted with depth in a shallow age. Trusted with conviction in a compromising culture. Trusted with endurance in a generation addicted to shortcuts. Trusted with sensitivity in a world that numbs itself to survive. The weight you feel is not designed to crush you, it is designed to anchor you. Will it cost you something? Yes. There will be parties you leave early, opportunities you walk past, relationships you release, paths you don't take. There will be moments when loneliness presses in and you wonder if it's worth it. In those moments, remember, you are not just choosing against something, you are choosing for something. For the people attached to your obedience. For the future version of you who will one day look back and say, I'm grateful I didn't drop what felt heavy. You are not meant to carry this weight by yourself. The same God who placed the calling in you has promised to walk with you in it. He is the one who whispers, come to me when you're weary. Let me shoulder what you can't. Let me remind you why you started. On the days when your chest feels tight and your eyes burn with unshed tears, you are allowed to say, this is hard. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to lean, to cry, to question. He is not afraid of your humanity. He accounted for it when he called you. But do not confuse heaviness with hopelessness. The heaviness is there because your life is not meaningless. Your choices echo. Your voice matters. Your obedience shifts things in the unseen. One day, you will stand in a room or get a message or look into someone's eyes and realize, if I had put down my calling back then, I wouldn't be here now. They wouldn't be here now. And in that moment, all the nights of wrestling, all the tears on your pillow, all the times you felt misunderstood will gather into a single, quiet conviction. It was worth it. So if your calling feels heavier than others today, don't ask to be made lighter. Ask to be made stronger. Ask for deeper roots, clearer vision, softer heart, steadier hands. Ask for the courage to walk the path most people don't even see. And when it feels like too much, remember this: the weight on you is not greater than the grace within you. You are not carrying this alone. You never were. You are walking with the one who knew exactly how heavy this would be and chose you anyway.